Okay, Year 9, in these demonstration videos I'm going to be showing you how to use Solidworks, which is a piece of CAD software, to create the small fitting which is going to slide into your mood light and hold the LED circuitry which we need to obviously make your piece, your project, light up. What you'll need to do is go to the desktop and make sure you select this icon here. Select that, open it up, give it a moment or two. It's quite a powerful piece of software, so the computers may take a moment or two to load it, but you will eventually get there. And once you've done that, if you go to File and New, press Part if it isn't already highlighted and press OK, and it will bring you up to this page here. Final thing to do at this stage, just make sure that this down here, this little icon, is set on mmgs. As you can see, it says millimeters. Millimeters are the measurements which we work in technology, so we obviously need to make sure we're using that and not something like inches, which will be very, very confusing. So Solidworks works similarly to 2D design. It allows you to design and create a feature in 2D, but then it also allows you to make it 3D and then also edit that shape which you've created. So if you consider the demonstration version of the circuit board holder which we've got, the red piece, you will see that it's essentially a cuboid kind of shape, and that means that what we've done initially is created a rectangle and then made it into a 3D piece. When we do that, we have to be aware of where it is it's fitting into the lamp, so we have to consider the wood which it's going to sit within, which is 18mm thick. We also have to make sure that it's not going to interfere with the nuts and bolts which hold the whole lamp together. So whenever you design something in Solidworks, you do need to have done a little bit of background work to make sure you've got all the right dimensions, sizes, and considered everything before you actually go ahead and start sketching and creating something. I've already done that for you. I'm going to guide you through it with all the dimensions that you will need. So once we've got to this page, if you run your mouse over these three sections here, right tab, top plane, front plane, because we're working in 3D, you can view whatever it is you're working on from the 3 dimensions which are listed here. In this instance, we're going to start working on the top plane, which is the view from above, obviously. So if you click top plane, click that sketch button, and it will pull you around to this view here. Now, this section here is what we call like a history tree, something along those lines. Essentially, it will keep track of everything that you've done. So if at any stage you think you've gone wrong, you can always go back to the stage where you think you made a mistake, and it will allow you to correct things if need be, which is quite a handy feature, and I'll show you that further down the line. So as I said to begin with, we're going to be creating a rectangular shape. If you look up here on the sketch tab, we've got these various sketching tools, and that's going to allow us to create the shape that we're looking for to build from. So I'm going to select corner rectangle, and I want to hover over this middle point here where you can see the orange dot. We want to make sure, if we can, whenever you work on Solidworks, that that's the point at which you start drawing on from any plane. So if you click once and let go and then pull the mouse out, you can see that it's going to create a rectangular shape. Now you'll also notice there's the numbers, which are the measurements, whizzing around. Don't worry about the actual measurements and what they're suggesting at this moment in time. Just create an overall rectangular shape, something like this, and click once, and that has been held in place. You've created the beginnings of your piece. So next thing we're going to do is go up to Smart Dimension. Now Smart Dimension is essentially the measuring tool on Solidworks. What's nice about it is it allows you to measure things, but it also allows you to enter the measurements that you want. So you don't have to try and drag it out and then drag it out a bit more. You can just put in whatever you want. So if you click on Smart Dimension, and then you can hover over the part that you want to measure and adjust if needs be. So you would hover over one of these two lines. We're going to go for this top one first. You can see it's highlighted in orange. Click on the line and release. Pull the mouse up, and you can see that dimension is being demonstrated and shown there for you. If you then click, it will then give you the option immediately to change the dimensions of this, which is, as I say, really helpful. This dimension needs to be 42.5. We're going to press tick that we're happy with that, and it will immediately set that to 42.5. Then we're going to change this dimension here. We're going to click on that line again, drag it out, and this we're going to make 24.5. Happy with that. Done. So we've got the shape that we need to work from. Perfect. At this stage, we're going to press this tick button here. That's going to confirm everything. And there we have the workings and the beginnings of your piece. Now, next thing we're going to do is take this whole thing and make it 3D, because we've got a nice rectangle. We need it to be 3D. We need it to be a cuboid that we can work from. So at this stage, we're going to go back up to the top here, and next to sketch, you will see that it says features. If you press on features, it changes to this tab, and this is the section which allows us to do things which will alter it 3D. So we're going to go to extruded boss base. This you press once and you will see it will swivel it around and it will demonstrate how it is going to make it into a 3D shape. You can either click and hold the orange arrow in the middle and you'll see the handy ruler in the middle there telling you how high it is that you're going. Alternatively, over on the side here, it tells you what height it is at that moment in time. So the dimension that we need to go to is going to be the same thickness as the wood which this piece is going to sit within. It's the veneered MDF which you were working on earlier, or you will come to work on in the workshop. This wood is 18mm thick, so either using this sliding function or alternatively over here on the side, adjust it to 18. You can see that's there. I'm happy with that. Press tick and job done. You've gone from taking something which is 2D to 3D. Perfect. We're on our way to creating the fitting that we're looking for at the very end. Now, I mentioned earlier about history and being able to refer back if you've done something wrong. If you click on this arrow here, it will drop down and it will show you, as I was saying, the history of everything you've done. If I hover over sketch and then go to edit sketch, you can go back to the very beginning. Now, the measurement that I gave you here, 42.5, is actually wrong. Just wanted to demonstrate this function, which is really useful to know. If you double click on that, you can adjust the dimensions to the ones that you actually need it to be if you've gone wrong. So this is going to be 44.5. Type it in. It will automatically just extend that box out for you. And then if you press tick and then exit sketch in the top corner, it will automatically adjust the length of our cuboid for us as well, because we've adjusted that initial sketch which we were working from. That's a really nice feature to know about, especially if you are going to go on and do technology in year 10, 11 and potentially 6th form as well. Being able to go back and make slight alterations is one of the really nice features about 3D CAD software. It means that you don't have to keep printing out the same thing over and over again with tiny little changes made. If you know something's wrong, you can go back and just tweak it that little bit. So there we are. We have our 3D shape. We've got something to begin working from, and in the next video I'm going to demonstrate how we're going to go about actually altering features on this and changing it into that fitting which you'll have seen before in the finished lamp. So I'm going to leave the video there, and when you are ready you can move on to the next one in the series.